Hello. I recorded a video earlier actually, and it just felt like, I'm not super careful necessarily, or maybe I am. I'm really not sure actually, but it just felt a little not careful enough or something with the way I was sharing my thoughts. But I also maybe don't want to lead with the idea that I am always in this careful mode, because I like to spontaneously sort of get my thoughts out there. But week four. I did change my hair a little bit. It's or maybe it looks the exact same in the end, but it probably does, since it's just blonde braids, I guess. But this is the perfume that I always used at work, so I brought it here. Amber Romance, Victoria's Secret. It is a very good vanilla smell. Very strong. Last week I did my first painting in multiple years. It's a big hand that's holding eyelashes glued to the wall, and then it says eyelashes glued to the wall, among other things. And I am starting sort of a new body of work that thinks through well, actually I don't know if I want to get into it quite yet, because the ideas don't feel quite ready, but I have sort of two things in front of me that I'm excited to start writing about and working with. This feels pretty quiet in here actually. It's kind of nice. So I guess I didn't finish my summary of last week, of week 3. Maybe that's okay to do that sometimes. It was a long week 3, and now we're in week 4. Last week I looked more closely at Itzar Barria's work and Andrea Fraser's work, and I forgot if I did a summary of my readings though. Let's see if I did. I was thinking, did I think about these questions? Did I say these questions out loud already? I was asking myself these questions. In what forms do I respect myself more? This form or this form? What forms do I desire myself more? This form or this form? Is it subconscious or conscious? In what ways does the desire permeate negatively and positively? Thinking about desirability and respectability. I also started thinking about the possibilities of circuit bending. I ordered a sort of vintage looking fishing toy, and I was like, I'm not sure what to do with it quite yet. That's not the tech that's in front of me for the new project, but it'll probably all come together. But I'm not sure what else did I even summarize these things, but I can move to some new conceptualizations from new readings. I read one is a funny just a sort of Substack essay that was called A Visit to Star Garden, where I learned that the first SRIP club was unionized in 1996, which is an interesting fact, in San Francisco. And I read Walter Benjamin's critique of violence, Toward the Critique of Violence, and I'll just read some parts of my notes. So the text is encrypted basically, This is not something I really picked up on when I was reading it, but it invokes suspicion of language, suspicion of images, suspicion of concepts, language as complicit, the impossibility to instrumentalize this text is part of the text. We talked about pure means, something not becoming instrumentalizable. I got he's preserving the form of revolutionary action, protecting the figure of revolution as pure means. There is no law without violence. We're constantly undoing. He said something really interesting about I'm still unpacking the violence of colonialism is this like I think it's Greek. Is it oh man, just had this on my phone. My dream fish is a box fish. Sorry, okay, I got lost. The text is designed to be unquotable. It's a very polemical text, polemical rotation. Deposition here is used. The logic of deposition is the logic that suspends the positing of the law. The law is always positing itself, needs to preserve itself, needs to continuously engage in a labor of violence with the police. We need a suspension of what constitutes the law. Speech cannot be controlled, veracity of language. I was making some direct parallels in terms of abstraction. Sorry, I wrote down some, like, a way for me to understand the text better, which is like divine. No, not that. He talks about class struggle, of course, surveillance, policing. So like he talks a lot about this arbitrariness of law, and with the way that I was thinking about it is like maybe like criminalization of erotic laborers. So like the arbitrary policing of erotic laborers, it operates in a way where like the law is not very tangible because sorry about that. So the law becomes less tangible, engaging in surveillance and punitive measures under the guise of public security and protection. So it's like a mechanism of control. So like erotic workers, especially marginalized workers, are targeted by police in the absence of any clear threat to public safety. So this is just like a smaller scale, maybe not small scale, it's kind of giant scale, but the text feels, I don't know, it's hard to, but just like a concrete example that I was thinking about is like there's ambiguity in legal situations, and there's sorry, I'm still working through a lot of these ideas, but like there's a monopoly on violence to control marginalized populations. So enforcing law is a way to maintain control, but it's really about moral order than addressing actual threats. So the arbitrariness is in the like morality of it. So arbitrary policing of these workers mirrors critique of how like police operate in a way that fills the gap where law becomes less tangible. It's not tangible. It's like under the guise of protection or public security when no real legal justification exists. It's morally justified. So that's something that I was like thinking about, and then I read something in the British Journal of Criminology that examines how the criminalization of SW and the accompanying policing strategies target marginalized communities and lead to arbitrary arrests and increased violence. So exploring contradictions, these like contradictions. So this is one way that I was trying to understand Benjamin's text, like moral regulation on the basis of morality, because he talks a lot about like the lots of like things like pure violence, divine violence, mythic violence, human essence. Thankfully, someone clarified that he is like there was a part where he was talking about the sanctity of life and how life isn't like mere life isn't there's no sanctity to just like mere life, and we have to, life is sacred when we, or life, there's sanctity in life and it's sacred when it doesn't come from just survival but ethical, bringing ethical dimensions to our lives and having relationships to justice. It's difficult text. I read a couple other readings too, all really important. And I'm working on a new animation. I'm working on a new animation video. It's pretty funny, or it will be maybe. And we're gonna read more Ruha Benjamin in class tomorrow, and I ordered one more of these because I can't stop using it every day, every second, and I'm excited to share these new projects, but when things feel more substantial. Oh, and I got all these new books. Oops. Did I already show these? Games. Agency as art. Critical play. Radical game design. My pleasure. Irene my friend gave that to let me borrow it. Project Dream is in Archaeologies of the Future. Ugly Feelings, Cyan and Guy, and our aesthetic categories, Cyan and Guy. So I'll be locked away forever.